So this is going to be a video tutorial introduction into the MyBib website, which allows you to create a reference list with many different formatting options like Harvard, APA, etc. My video is going to run through the basics and how to add simple references and just any quick tips that I can add to help support you in your studies. So firstly, to find MyBib, we're going to type it into Google, or you can type the URL into the search bar above, and it will be the first result, and then we will be met with this page. So firstly, I can recommend for personal preference you can do dark mode or light mode, and then what I recommend you do is you go to the top right corner here and then you press log into MyBib, and then you can continue with Google, Microsoft or a Clever account, or you can create one from an email address and a password, and this will enable you to synchronize your reference lists to one account so that you can either access them from different computers, and it saves all your reference lists for later use if you ever need to refer back to them. So once you've logged in, you'll be met with a page like this. What you can do is start a new project, and then you can rename your article to be like Unit 1, Question 1, whatever is more convenient for you to remember and see. So here on this Google Docs sheet, I have two statements that I have written that I need a reference to back up my point to give it more credibility. The first one says, some cats develop a genetic mutation on the X chromosome which causes cats to produce the red pigment called pheomelanin instead of eumelanin, which causes black or brown pigment. So I got this information from Wikipedia, as you can see it highlighted here in this sentence. So what I want to do is create a reference to this page in the Harvard format. So to do this, I'm going to double click the URL, and then I'm going to copy, and I'm going to go back to MyBib, and then I'm going to put it into this website address URL paste area here. Also, just letting you know, you can choose different types of sources here, but that's something that I reckon you should go and check out yourself, because there's so much to do and so many different combinations. So now that I've added the link into this box, I'm going to press search. It will then come up with this little bubble which shows all the information of the article that it can gather. So I will click this, as this is what I wanted. You just confirm that the title is what it is, try and make it as close to the original format of this as possible. And then container title Wikipedia, it is from the Wikipedia website, so this looks good. And that will generate our first reference in our new reference list. So now that our first reference has been generated, we just need to double check that we got the right referencing style that we need. So I've chosen Harvard because that's what LearnDirect uses, but it might be different for yours, so double check that. And for Harvard, we're going to stay with reference style because that will do it in the order that it needs, which would be alphabetical for the author or company that created the article. So now that we have our first reference, we are going to right click and then go to copy in text citation. And because it's not part of a narrative like this example here, I'm going to use this citation as I want it to be in the brackets because it will be at the end of a sentence. So I'm going to click and copy this one and then close that. And then I'm going to go back to my assignment, and then I'm going to go to the end of this sentence, put a space, and then edit, paste without formatting, and that will insert my in-text citation for me in the correct format that I want for the Harvard referencing. So as you can see, I do have a second sentence which says, according to the BBC, ginger cats are mostly male due to them only having one X chromosome where the mutation is present with no other X chromosome to counteract it. So I need a BBC article which will support this point as well, which I do have on my second tab here. As you can see on this bit, it says, for decades scientists have observed that cats with completely ginger colouring are far more likely to be male. So that is sort of what I'm looking for to help prove my point. So because of that, I'm going to double click the URL again and then copy, go back to MyBib, and then paste the URL here that we've just copied, and then search, and that will come up with the article the author and the year that it was published, and then the website URL, and it tells us if it's credible or not. That will be down to you if you want to include credible or non-credible sources. So we're going to double check the title, which looks fine. And there's our reference. Say you accessed this at an earlier date, not today. You can edit the date that you accessed by clicking this, and this will allow you to make any changes that you need that you think's wrong with the reference. So say that you accessed it 2 days ago, you can go down a couple of days or to the exact date, and it will change it here. Access the 6th of July 2026, and that will be the preview of the reference when it's completed. So let's save that, and that is our second reference in place. So now I'm going to right click this, copy in-text citation, and because it's part of a narrative, because it says according to the BBC, but obviously it'll be the author, so it'll be according to Stallard 2025. I'm going to copy this and then close that, go back to my assignment and highlight the part I want to replace. So actually it was a person, not the BBC, it's just on the BBC website. So according to Stallard 2025, ginger cats are mostly male due to them only having one X chromosome where the mutation is present, with no other X chromosome to counteract it. So now that we've added our references, we need to add the reference list. So this would be at the end of your assignment when you've done all your references. Your reference list might look a lot bigger than this one. This is just examples. So what we're going to do is make sure that we have our reference style, so S, T, U, V, W. So it will be in alphabetical order according to the author or producer of the article or whatever media source you have referenced. So what you can do now is, if you want to move your reference list into your assignment, which would be here, we're going to download reference list, and it will give us a few options. We can copy and paste it, we can put it into a Word document, we can put it into a Google Drive, etc. I'm going to copy and paste it because I think that's easier, and we get this nice little screen with all these confetti, and then this will show you a preview of what you're about to do. So you have to click to copy, or you can highlight it and copy it, whatever you prefer, and then you go to your assignment. So you can paste it like this and then highlight it and then adjust your font so that it's the same as the rest of your assignment. And that I'm going to move, oh no, I'm going to align that, and that will be your reference list. You can highlight it and adjust the formatting to however you like so that it matches more of the rest of the text. Like I say, this is something you can play around with the downloading bits. And there you go, there's your reference list with your in-text citations using the MyBib format system. The best thing I can recommend is that you just play around with it and explore and just understand how it works. Sometimes you'll have to manually put in the information, but it's just as easy. If you have the information there, you just put it in there from that, and you have your sources from books, YouTube videos, articles, journals, whatever you can find. I will give you one more tip. Some websites online don't have a date for the original publishing of that document or article or whatever. Over the years of using MyBib or referencing in general, I have found that you can sometimes go to an article that you want to reference from, and then you can right click an image, open image in new tab, and then sometimes it will have a year where the article might have been published. So that's a good idea if you ever need to find a date or a year to put the article on. So yeah, I hope that helped, and good luck.